And we are back. This is Charles.
Hey, and I'm Newman.
It's early May 1863, and another super, busy
It's a
turn
busy
for a
turn.
lack of a better description.
Doesn't look good for the boys in gray.
or the boys in butternut. All
Butternut.
right, let's take a look at the battles. First battle, Jackson came in. A little bit of stalemate there. Basically,
In Norfolk. He's headed towards Norfolk.
It's like they just bombed or just hit an artillery barrage, wiped out a cavalry regiment, and almost no loss to us. Obviously, it would have been nice to have captured all 37,000 men and they're inside the city. But
so we suffered wait a minute.
61 casualties, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know. There's a way to get in this and see the scientific formula of how those people died.
Sure.
The truth is, I have no idea how to do that.
We'll go into it more later because this is a busy turn. So
Yeah, well, we may not have time to go into it later.
Do you think we're gonna lose soon?
Well, probably not.
No.
Yeah, okay, Wheeler. Let me tell you about Wheeler. You can see in this battle, he's just no supply, didn't quite capture the regiment, and now they're just going to Chattanooga to refit before they starve to death. Supply issues, we can talk about them more later, but it's not looking good. Okay, so what happened was there were two divisions in a fleet off Norfolk. They then reinforced by the time Jackson was ready to continue the attack. I mean, he did a decent job against 2-to-1 numbers, but it's over. They lost the battle, they gave up, and now Jackson's taken up a defensive position here and stuff like. I mean, that's not a bad thing, really. We've pushed the Union back to Norfolk, okay. Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to have captured a division or something out there, but it just doesn't seem to happen. Here's the first big move in Virginia up from the Union. Kind of going around to my left flank, where Stuart was based. Longstreet comes over and helps, and it's a Union victory, 3 national morale.
Confederate victory.
Confederate victory. Did I say Union?
Yeah.
I meant to say Confederate. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. So it's the first one, and the line holds.
So there's Longstreet.
Yeah,
wait a minute. Who's this guy?
That's Stuart.
Stuart, okay.
Longstreet's
up there.
He's back next door.
Okay.
Meade is still there. Okay, so they didn't retreat. They're still in there. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Mobile.
This is a mobile.
Got like cell phones on the brain. Okay, but
look at that.
Mobile.
Yeah, so Ord came in with 20,000 men, and Johnston was able to somehow put up a decent defense. I think Ord's guys are kind of tired by now. You can see that the power was pretty. Well, no, it was. They still had quite a bit more power, but it holds. They're still there, but Johnston is holding, and we've put in a couple batteries got going here, and
so those are new.
Yeah, they're not done
yet,
but I'm putting them in there with them just in case. Well, just yeah.
Do you think he's going to keep coming?
I think not with this. These guys are pretty tired, but I mean the bigger risk is I don't know what Butler has there.
God, they're
just
over the place.
Okay, so basically this is the situation in Mississippi.
Oh God,
the supply is coming down to Memphis. It's coming over here through Corinth. And that's what have been nice to have really taken that out. It goes down through Meridian, and losing a division at Meridian without a fight. Basically, they gave up without a fight and were captured. And now they've almost, once they take this right here, they're going to have a continuous line all the way to Grant's forces out here. That's a supply line that they're going to work.
Yeah, and look at his supply line. Like did we say this on the video? How he just set up these?
Yeah, so basically, they're garrisoned here. Once they take that, they'll have it. Now, I'll show you my moves in a minute.
Okay, but we're going through.
The last thing is Confederates they're calling for increased food production. So what had happened, interestingly, in the first couple of years of the war, a lot of people were still growing cotton despite the embargo. I mean, so they basically were, and it was just sitting there. And then as the Union soldiers would come in and take territory, they'd have to burn the cotton they had grown. So what they tried to do, what the Confederate government tried to do, was to promote people to grow crops instead of cotton, and then the crops, of course, we need the crops to feed our armies. Okay, so basically, looks like Mississippi. All that's left is Vicksburg and Mobile. I have everything rallying to Johnston here. And hopefully they can just, I think in another turn they're going to be in a decent sized situation to hold them off for a while. Pemberton is in here. I'm sending out for 5 regiments and a battery and a signal company. I'm sending them out. Wait, and the reason I'm doing that, and I'm hoping they can get through here without
out of Vicksburg.
Hopefully they can get through here without anyone coming in. Is we're going to have to start having some pretty significant supply issues here in a few turns, and I think basically 2 divisions is going to be enough to hold off on any assault. So that's going to save us 15 general supply per turn.
So the current stock is 48.
That's for these guys. So for Pemberton, though, we have 337, and they're using 87 per turn,
right?
Which is slightly less than 4 turns or 2 months.
Right.
We also do produce 46 a turn, and there's a possibility I can say get this in here if I can sneak it around, or it's also possible that the fleets will get so tired that they'll have to leave. Well, no, because Grant's here. See, there's no supply can come up here.
Okay.
So we're going to start having some supply issues here in the future.
That's the big thing with that, with them sieged in there, I guess. Is it under siege or is it?
No, he's just watching it. He's out here. Here's a Grant. He's just getting he's resting.
Look at that.
Actually, no, he's not. He's dropped off. His army's gone. There's not much left of it. They may have moved over here. I mean, they're everywhere. No, they just spread out. They just spread out to take over.
To make the supply line.
To take control of the situation. Yeah. Tennessee.
Okay.
Let me just bring up the supply overlay. If you can see that yellow, orange, we just don't. They're getting low on supply, and we started off with no railroad and river capacity, and we need that capacity to forward the supply forward. I mean, we do have a little supply in Chattanooga, in Atlanta. Like there's 113 general supply in Atlanta. We need that supply up here, but because railroad's been so low, or railroad capacity's been so low, we haven't had the opportunity to really forward as much forward as we need to do. So we're just gonna have to every turn we need to buy some railroad, and hopefully that's eventually gonna increase. Right now, river's on 0. There's just no war supply production. I don't really know what else to say. Okay, so that's the plan.
That's Tennessee. Okay,
we're just going to hold tight in Tennessee. Wheeler's going to make it back to Chattanooga, hold tight in Vicksburg and Mobile. As far as attacks goes,
what about Virginia?
I'm going to send Smith's division here to try to dislodge this cavalry brigade.
Okay.
And then I'm going to destroy the railroad and go back, try to cut off that supply for a turn or two, and try to get the Union into some sort of supply trouble. Nothing's much happening down here. He's making a couple of moves around here, not a lot. Jackson's going to hold tight, and all these guys are holding tight. And making one offensive move here. A bit of men from Richmond's defenses are going to be led by A.P. Hill's corps to move out and take back Williamsburg. I'm going to try to set up a front there.
Push them back.
Push them back, and we'll set up a front there, and we'll have it there, and have Jackson across the river. Yeah. All right, that's about it. As far as what do we spend money on? What do we spend on? A little bit of railroad, a little bit of river transport, a couple of marine regiments, and replace some infantry, militia, and cavalry. Not a lot. Again, we have no war supply.
Wow.
So that's the word. We'll see you next time. Or any questions?
Yeah.
What do you want to ask?
Well, I did want to ask about sort of like the history in Tennessee, because I haven't really fought in Tennessee very much.
Basically, historically, these guys moved forward, and there was a battle. I think here or here. I think it's called Stones River, and it was a costly Union victory. And then the Confederacy basically retreated back to Chattanooga and held there for a while. Yeah. So we're just going to try to push tight here. If you look at this, there's a small river here. So we're kind of protecting behind this river, which I like to do. I mean, if need be, we'll go back to Chattanooga and they'll protect against, fight against the major river.
On this river, yeah.
Yeah. But at this point, he's putting his effort out here into Mississippi. I mean, my bigger concern here is not as much the Union as it's just supply.
Just general supply.
So I am sending one supply. So I'm sending some supply wagons from Charleston, South Carolina, out here to try to just give them a little more. Yeah, we just don't. No, yeah, you can see they're on yellow and orange, so they're approaching the level where they're not going to have enough food.
So what if you lose all of Mississippi?
Well, I mean, historically, you lose Mississippi, you lose the war. That's what they said.
Do you have like defensive positions where you try to get on this side of?
Yeah, I mean everything.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we lose Mississippi,
I just feel bad, bro. We just started. Feels like we haven't really, is this guy's like tomahawking us?
I cannot believe.
Is he a dick? Is this guy we're playing? Is he an alright guy?
I'm sure he's a great guy.
I'm sure he's
great. The Union, they have hundreds of thousands of troops. We're fighting with a substantially inferior force. So, all right, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.